Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. I think the need of a higher XRP price would only come from increased demand, which naturally would increase the price. No private buyback required. And I don't think there needs to be a buyback either, but that's starting to be talked about again. And if you are still falling for this Bay Hill Capital buyback, you might want to think again. I'll show you why in today's video. So XRP whales are back, so is the Ripple buyback narrative. And we see here, the whales' return coincided with optimism that the notorious Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit may finally be over this year. At the same time, discussions around the controversial Ripple buyback theory renewed after influential Ripple Labs contributor and securities attorney Jimmy Valley reminded everyone that XRP buyback might be possible if Ripple's legal battle with the SEC ends in favor of the company. Now, I feel that Ripple's definitely going to win this lawsuit. I don't feel a buyback is ever really going to happen, though. Bay Hill Capital, you can't expect us to take you seriously when you ask for $100 million reimbursement for expenses and then to say that no one can sue you, the committee, or your family for 100 years if something goes wrong. So you can't sue them for 100 years if this doesn't work out the way it's supposed to. And that's what makes me think that this is all about money. Bay Hill and members of the confidential committee shall be entitled to reimbursement for all expenses reasonably incurred in connection with its and their due diligence structuring, evaluation, and implementation of the proposed transaction, which amount is currently estimated to be $100 million in the aggregate, the form of which will be reimbursed by the USA Corporation to Bay Hill and any such members of the confidential committee in ESDRs. Now, ESDRs are also possible. We've seen the IMF talk about it. We've seen central banks talk about it in the past. But again, it doesn't make sense to have a buyback. What about the rest of the countries in the world? Are they going to do buybacks as well? Dear XRP community, why would you ever support people and channels that are supporting the Bay Hill Capital buyback? They are now leading you to believe that John is involved for the profit, Johnny Deaton. Maybe they brought him maybe they named him, let's put it that way, to make it seem more legit. Do people really think it's okay that Valley put John Deaton's name on a document that is sent to the Treasury and central banks without asking him first, especially in the context of receiving money? I also encourage everyone to read 18 USC C1B, then get a legal opinion. And we see here, look at what the confidential committee plans to make on the deal. No wonder some fell into promoting them. Greed, 100%. And that's what I feel it comes down to as well. You know, I feel XRP is going to hit high prices based on its own use case and utility in the future. There doesn't need to be a buyback, and even the prices of the buyback got out of hand. You know, originally it was $35,000 to $50,000. Then it went up even higher. Now it's at like $128,000 per XRP. So if the US is paying that and no other country's paying that price, what about the holders outside of the US? I have not asked anybody for any money or for any contribution of any kind whatsoever associated with my efforts in the Ripple or LBRY cases. I've turned many people down who offered to contribute for my time and expenses. That comes directly from Johnny Deaton. You know, he's out there doing a lot of good for this community, for the retail investors that are invested in XRP, and he's not even getting paid to do it. So we see here, this is what they actually put into this paperwork, Bay Hill Capital. It says, which include an amount to be paid to Deaton Law Firm. And I don't think Johnny Deaton even knew this was happening at all. So again, here's the way I look at XRP. If there's a certain price you want to get to as far as your investment, you take a look at how much XRP is going to be worth in the future. I still believe it's going to be a high price. I believe it's definitely going to hit 589 at some point, and maybe even 10K at some point. It's possible. But how long does that take? How long can you continue holding your XRP? Because if this buyback made any sense, think about it. People are going to sell at $10. People are going to sell at $100. Why would they just not buy it up then? People will definitely sell at 589. And when it gets to 1,000, most people will be fully cashed out of their XRP. So the government would never have to pay these astronomical prices for XRP. Elon Musk won his case with the jury. Check out this article from New York Times because I'm a subscriber. You can read it through this gift link. So the case centered on whether investors lost money because they believe Mr. Musk's social media post about taking Tesla private in 2018. And he won that case on Friday in federal court. Then David Schwartz came out with this and he said, Ripple CTO Joe Katz said he's taking XRP private at $420. Say hello to Elon Musk. And he was joking. But people took this seriously as well. I kept seeing people say, oh, now XRP is going to be price guaranteed at $420. It says right in the tweet, this is a joke in small print. I understand optimism and I understand people are excited about XRP, where it's going to go in the future. But some people just take this way too far. The buyback, in my opinion, was taking it way too far. 2020, Swiss banking giant unites Ripple and Swift on one platform. IBIS announced that its customers will be able to connect to Ripple and Swift in their pockets on one platform. In that sense, IBIS stated that its customers will have unlimited banking possibilities. SwiftRoute customers will be able to access payments through RippleNet and out-of-the-box banking integration. I believe we're going to see more and more of this happen. Ripple tied to Swift, later maybe utilizing XRP. That's what's going to give XRP its value. That's why I invested in XRP. It's going to hit $10 probably right after the lawsuit ends and beyond that. More and more banks will come in utilizing on-demand liquidity, pushing the price up even higher. Believe in the facts. Don't believe in something that's a possibility. Look at what's going on in the world. This is also very big. Flip of the switch to ISO 222 November 2023. The American Bankers Association appreciates the opportunity to comment on the notice of adoption of message format and requests for comment regarding the Fedwire Fund Service and ISO 222. ABA supports the migration to the new message format that allows for greater detail to be associated with each payment. We believe that a well-executed implementation plan is essential for the switchover in November of this year, and recommends to achieve this are included in the response. The notice plans for making the migration to ISO for Fedwire on a single day no earlier than November 2023 instead of the phased approach originally considered in 2018 and later postponed. A single day switch means that all participants in the system must have thoroughly tested their systems rigorously or the system will be disrupted. And this is how XRP can hit those high prices as well. I feel it's going to be like a flip of the switch moment, a big bang migration. All of a sudden, all these banks going live all at once. Some of them utilizing RippleNet, some utilizing RippleNet and XRP. Ripple's on-demand liquidity soars to record highs as XRP Army eager to receive verdict on the lawsuit. Now we know Ripple was buying back XRP for use for on-demand liquidity as well. Ripple's ODL is accessible in almost 40 payout markets, a massive increase from just 3 markets in 2020. Last quarter, ODL was launched in France, Sweden, and Africa through partnerships with premier payments gateway platforms in those regions. Moreover, Ripple also extended its customer base to include businesses seeking the advantages of crypto-powered cross-border payments. That's also where XRP is going to get its value from. Everybody does this, and I'm going to tell you to do it again. Break out a calculator. Look how much XRP you have. Take that and times it by 100, because I believe we're going to hit 100 before we hit 1,000, before we hit 10,000. That's short term, I believe, for me. I believe once the case ends, we're going to probably see between $10 and $20. It'll continue to rise from there, though, as more and more banks come on board, especially United States banks. I'm sure there's a lot more than just Bank of America and Wells Fargo. I know PNC is also talking about Ripple in the past as well. But then look at the other countries throughout the world coming on board little by little. Then use the same calculator and take your investment and times it by 1,000. And then think to yourself, how much longer do I really have to hold to get to those high prices? You know, it comes down to time and the amount you have of XRP. But always invest as much as you could afford to lose. Sit back and be patient and wait it out. Like I always told you, high prices are in the future, but never rely on a buyback. Look at the facts around the investment. If you aren't on David's level, don't mess with him. Dr. C.S. Wright, the self proclaimed creator of Bitcoin, has come under fire from Ripple's CTO. And this actually happened before as well. But now he's this guy, Craig Wright, who says he's the creator of Bitcoin, is calling XRP a scam. But yet he's such a Bitcoin maxi and he's promoting Bitcoin all the time. I think he's scared. I think he's worried that Bitcoin doesn't have a future. Because if Bitcoin is out there competing with the central banks, it will never, ever be tied to that new financial system in any way. That's why there's all this adoption around Ripple for the banks, because XRP doesn't compete with a CBDC. Why Big Ice Coin, Bitcoin, and Ripple are must have cryptocurrencies. And when you look at this, they're decentralized. They offer security. They deal with liquidity issues. Can't ignore immutability factor. They offer the potential for high returns. Don't let the opportunity go begging. And I'm telling you, even anyone who talks about Bitcoin in the right way sees there's value in it. But it's not an investment for a retail investor at this point. Think about it. What's it going to do from where it sits now? Even with a blow off top, maybe an 8 to 10x. You put the same amount of money in XRP and all of a sudden you get 100x. I think short term XRP is an easy 20 to 30x. I think a little bit longer it'll become 100x and beyond. So Big Ice Coin, Bitcoin, and Ripple are all excellent investment opportunities for those looking to enter the cryptocurrency market with a bang. I like the way he said that at the end, because a new investor could come in now, maybe not have to wait as long as us older investors had to wait for XRP to hit those high numbers. It's almost like the get rich quick scheme as far as crypto. People coming in on Monday and hoping to be a millionaire by Friday. That'll probably happen to a lot of people this year if they're new to crypto, if they're new to XRP. Their wait will not be as long as ours has been. QFS, Quantum Financial System Infographic. Now, it doesn't matter how many times you see this, different breakdowns of this. It all includes Ripple and XRP. That's why I said at some point XRP is going to set you financially free. And as long as you can hold it long enough, you will see the high numbers. I believe maybe 10K down the road as Ripple continues to take more and more business away from Swift, or maybe the two merge together somehow, as we've seen in this video. And that'll also give more value to XRP as well. But again, be patient, wait it out, stay positive, and don't buy into all of these schemes. If you have to pay to get a buyback in the future or sign some kind of waiver where you're going to give up a percentage of your XRP, in my opinion, it's not worth it to begin with. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank all of you for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.